What's going on, everyone? So Austin Reeves coming back for the Los Angeles Lakers is huge, right? Starting shooting guard. He is coming off of a great second half and an incredible playoff run. And if that translates to this upcoming season and he can do that for a full season, the Lakers are going to be very good, right? He is going to be a very important piece for this Lakers team. And again, like I mentioned, the starting shooting guard. And now the Lakers absolutely could use another center, but the other position that when you look at behind Austin Reeves is shooting guard, right? Shooting guard is a little weak as far as depth goes. Now, Austin Reeves as the starter, as I mentioned. Then you have D'Angelo Russell, who is more than capable of playing the shooting guard, right? With his ability to shoot and play off the ball. He was really good playing off the ball for the Lakers. You also have some of the young guys, right? You have Shafino, who the Lakers are kind of like testing out in Summer League, kind of gave him the green light to just go coast to coast and be a driver. Also, Gabe Vincent, you can kind of play him at the 2, I guess, but I think that you kind of just stick him primarily to point guard, backup point guard role with the size 6'2", 6'3", and he wasn't a great three-point shooter last season. He was in the playoffs, but in the regular season, not so much. So I think he's kind of like our Dennis Schroeder position, right? So what do the Lakers do as far as shooting guard depth? Now, Shafino, he's a rookie. How much can you really count on him to make a big impact? I would love that if you could, right? Like that could be something that would be really nice. Lewis, same thing. He's got good size, 6'7". Now, also Max Christie. I absolutely think if Max Christie's play in Summer League can translate to the NBA, then he could very well be the first backup behind Austin Reeves at the shooting guard position. We already know he is a great defender. And he shot 41% from 3 for the Lakers last season, though it was a very small sample size. But he is killing it in Summer League right now. And granted, it's Summer League. He's a second-year player with NBA experience that played some NBA games. That's what you want to see. That's what you expect to see. Just like Austin Reeves when he played Summer League, it was just like he's clearly better than everybody. Same thing with Max Christie. Max Christie's out there just basically coasting. If you actually watch the games, he's not going full force. He's just kind of out there just playing, and he is just torching everybody. So he absolutely could be an option. But I actually think the best option may end up being Taurean Prince, right? So, like, when you look at what is the Lakers' biggest depth, and it's the forward position, right? Because you're going to have very likely, my guess, Anthony Davis at the center, LeBron James at the 4, Rui at the 3. That's very likely how it's going to go. Then after that, you have Cam Reddish, who is capable of playing the 3 or the 4. You have Jared Vanderbilt, who's more than capable of playing the 3 and the 4. Anthony Davis, you could play alongside Hayes and have him play the 4 against certain teams, like say the Warriors, right? When Clay's playing the 3 in spots, you could even move Austin Reeves to the 3 and have him do that, right? And I'm not saying you can't play Taurean Prince at the 3 spot, right? You absolutely can, right? He's pretty much been a 3 or 4 with the size, 6'6", 6'7". So that versatility is very helpful. His ability to defend, his ability to knock down the 3 ball, all of those things are massive. But I actually think he actually makes a lot of sense as far as rotation-wise goes, playing the 2 spot. Because then what you can do is you have your starting 5 of D'Lo, Reeves, Rui, LeBron, and AD. Great starting 5, right? And then your backup would be Gabe Vincent, Taurean Prince, Jared Vanderbilt. Then the 4 spot, you have several options, but you could go, let's say, Cam Reddish, and then Jackson Hayes, right? Cool, perfect. There you go. Now you have, your 5 guys, you're deep, you're good, let's go. You're off to the races. Where otherwise, you're looking at him, let's say, playing the 3. Yes, you could maybe play Vanderbilt at the 4, but his versatility at the 3 spot as a defender, especially if he can start knocking down the 3 ball, which that's all he's been working on. I just think for a more natural fit standard, I think moving him to the 2 spot makes a lot of sense, right? He played the 3 spot heavily. I mean, his whole time in Atlanta, he played the 3 spot. That was his position. And then once he got to Brooklyn, they played him at power forward. And then Cleveland, they had him a little bit at power forward. And then Minnesota, he played a lot at power forward. But he still played the 3 spot. And his role will be the same whether he's playing the 2 or he's playing the 3. Right? Like, his role is to play defense and shoot the 3 ball. Right? Like, that's his role. That's his job. Spot up, be ready. LeBron, D'Lo, Reeves, whomever, they're going to create for you and knock down that thing, right? Hit that shot. Let's go. Let's get it. And his ability to shoot the ball, I think, adds a lot of value, right? He shot 38% on just under 4 attempts per game last year. The year before that, same thing. Shot 38% or just under 38% on 4 attempts. The year before that for Cleveland, he shot on 4.1 attempts. He shot 41.5%. This is a guy that for his career is 37%. And just think of the size that you have with him at the 2, right? Like, you could even run sets where, like, let's say you do, because there's reports that the Lakers want to have Austin Reeves have point guard duties and kind of run the point guard at times. Like, you could have a lineup out there of Reeves, who's a 40% three-point shooter. Prince, who's, 38% from 3 at the 2. You could then go, Jared Vanderbilt, and then go LeBron or Rui and Anthony Davis. Like, now you got really good versatility, really good size. Taurean Prince you got good just switch ability with Taurean Prince at 6'6", 6'7", playing the 2 spot. So he's big for most 2 guards in the league nowadays. Most 2 guards are around 6'5", 6'6", right? Now there are some that are bigger, but most of them are around 6'5", 6'6". So Taurean Prince has basically got the size, he's got the length, he's got the quickness, he's got the defense. Playing him at the 2, I think, makes a world of sense. Right now, like, moving Jared Vanderbilt to the 2, I don't think makes sense because he doesn't have the ability to shoot. And you need your shooting guard to do exactly what the name implies. Shoot the ball. Be a shooting guard. Taurean Prince can shoot the ball. And his role isn't going to be much different than him playing the 3. Right? Like, a lot of 2 guards nowadays move to the 3. Right? Klay Thompson plays the 3. You have Desmond Baines who plays the 3. Right? You got plenty of guys who are usually will start or play the 2 spot, just kind of slide over to the 3 because it's the same idea. It's the same thing. You're the 3-point threat. You're playing defense out on the perimeter. There you go. Taurean Prince, his role isn't going to change. But that's what makes, in my opinion, Taurean Prince such a great pickup. Because it gives you a guy that can play the 2, he can play the 3, he can play the 4. He can also guard all 3 positions. He can even guard point guards. Right? If we're playing Denver, you can throw him on Jamal Murray. And he has the quickness, and he has the length, and he has the size, and he has the strength to defend him and stick with him. Right? If you're playing, if you're playing the Warriors, right? A big problem that we had defensively was the Lakers fighting through screens and getting over, and Austin Reeves struggled a lot just defensively, and Klay Thompson was getting hot and all that stuff, and it became a problem. Well, you could throw Taurean Prince at the 2, and now that's not a problem anymore because he has the strength and he has the length and he has the ability to fight over the screens. And, if he gets switched on Andrew Wiggins, he's not going to get abused, right? Like, that was a problem in that Warriors series. You had Austin Reeves who, you had Jared Vanderbilt guarding Steph, or if Klay started getting hot, they threw him on Klay. So then there was times where Austin Reeves had to guard like an Andrew Wiggins, or they would switch Andrew Wiggins on him, and then Andrew Wiggins would just abuse him. Can't do that with Taurean Prince, right? Because Taurean Prince has the size and the length and the speed to keep up with Andrew Wiggins and defend Andrew Wiggins, and then go switch on Klay. If you're playing Memphis, right, he has the ability to guard Ja and stay in front of Ja, but he also could guard Desmond Baines, or he could guard, Marcus Smart, right? He just brings so much defensive versatility. I think it's important. And I really like the idea of him kind of being the backup too. I think it'll just make everything so much smoother, so much easier. That doesn't mean you can't play him at the 3. That doesn't mean you can't play him at the 4. Doesn't mean you can't play Max Christie at the 2 at times. But I think Taurean Prince at the 2 for, a fair amount, I think makes a lot of sense. Because you do still have Rui Hachimura, LeBron James, Jared Vanderbilt, Cam Reddish, all these guys that can play the 3 or the 4. And then you still have Anthony Davis who can play the 4. And if they end up getting it, like let's say they do end up landing a Christian Wood or something like that, well, then he can play the 4 or the 5. So it's like Taurean Prince is not really going to have minute opportunities at the 4 very much. And he could have opportunities at the 3, sure. But you have Rui, who's you'd imagine is going to play 30 plus minutes, and then Jared Vanderbilt as the backup. So it's like, where does he fit as like the 2 or the 3? Or sorry, the 3 of the 4. It doesn't really make a lot of sense, but you move him over to the 2 and all of a sudden it's like, okay, here we go. Right? There's your answer. You got a great starting 5, and then you have one of the best, if not the best, bench 5s in the league. Again, I mean, think about it. You got Gabe Vincent at the 1. You have Taurean Prince at the 2. Jared Vanderbilt at the 3. All 3 of those guys can defend. And they can all defend at an elite level. Good luck. And then you still have Cam Reddish. You still have Jackson Hayes. Right? Like, I think that's the move. I think that's the way that you go. I think that's probably the best approach in my opinion, and how they should go about it. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? Do you agree with me? Disagree with me? Do you think, yeah, put Prince at the 2? Do you think no? Keep him at 3 or the 4? How do you feel? Let me know down in